Hello, welcome to 4-Minute Film School. My name is Valentina V, and today we are doing a scene from a gritty drama that includes a boxing montage. Let's go. All right, I'm here with director of photography, Oliver Lukacs. He has done fashion, music videos, horror films, and today we are doing a scene that's from a narrative kind of boxing movie.
I think it's just like a classic Rocky, Creed, boxing gym, training montage situation.
So this scene is composed of several shots. The first one, of course, is the master shot, the wide shot. So what was the camera movement here?
It's a dolly move. It started off lateral, and then we did a push in because we had a half curve track at the end of 2 sticks of straight track. We just enter in with all these foreground elements, bags swinging and boxers in front of you, and get a general sense of the gym.
I really like that you do have those foreground elements because I feel like that creates a lot of production value in the shot as well.
Foreground elements can add a lot of dynamism to your shot. It gives the lens something to rack to and from, and it just feels very kinetic, which is appropriate for a gym and a boxing montage.
Absolutely. Speaking of kinetic, you also did a little bit of trick with the shutter angle here as well.
We threw it to 90 degrees so that there's no motion blur. Everything feels much more sharp and vivid and dynamic. And once we get inside the gym and they're actually boxing, it feels much more chaotic.
So as far as the lighting goes, first of all, you kind of set up the scene in a way to help yourself out with the ambient lighting that's already there. So you had a skylight, you also had this elephant door on the side that you chose to keep open.
Right.
So as far as the lights you brought in, the first light was kind of the key light for the main character. What was that?
That was a 300D Mark II, and we had a modifier Fresnel lens on it, completely undiffused, so it would be like just a hard edge coming from the far side.
And then you took the same light and put barn doors on it and made that in the background.
Yeah, we had a 300D Mark II with barn doors and a modifier Fresnel doing the slash of light in the back wall. It was accent, and it was also to give you separation, specifically for the trainer, because he didn't really have any light on him. He was more in a silhouette, and he tended to land right where the slash was, so that was a nice way to separate him from the background.
And then you had one light that was pinging the lens in some instances, so it was actually aimed at the lens.
Yeah, it was specifically to spike the lens so that when we're moving in, you'll get this flash of light in between the person boxing in the foreground. Especially when you're dealing with action or action sequences or anything to do with action, it's just good to pepper the lens sometimes with a spike or two, you know?
And then your last light, what was that?
Another 300D that was raking the skirt on the ring in the foreground.
Yeah, it gives it that little extra something something. So for the over our male talent shoulder, looking at our woman here who's boxing, what was the lighting behind that?
The light that was giving her far side key, we just moved that a little closer to the ring, and then we put up an 8x1/4 grid on a T-bone, so it's 3/4 back to her. And that was basically doing everything for that shot.
Yeah, it lit her face, it gave her an eye light,
Yeah.
It also lit the back of his neck as well. And then you also kept the door open in the room as well, right?
The elephant door?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was open the whole time. It was just adding a little base exposure and ambient light.
Finally, for that over-the-shoulder shot, you also did two things. You moved the mirror in the room to be behind her.
You know, it's more interesting and also a bit of a depth cue, so you know how far the wall is away from her, and it gives her a little more separation. Just the way we had it on the wall in the wide, it was like a little bit of slash behind her.
And then for the reverse over the shoulder, it was less of a face shot and kind of more of a silhouette, a little bit moodier.
Because the trainer is like a secondary supporting character, so I felt like it was okay to keep him a little bit in silhouette. So we just danced the 8x to make it more like a side light for him. And then we let the elephant door just sort of give him an edge over his jaw.
And I like what it's doing here because you have the two lights just on the side of his face, nothing in the middle, and one side is natural light, that's sunlight that's coming through the door, and the other side is just that one 300D.
You basically get like a light sandwich on his face. But the natural light, because it's coming from the sky, there's a blueness to it, which gives you also a bit of color contrast.
Let's take a look at this entire scene put together. All right, Oliver, if the folks at home want to recreate something like this, an action-y, boxy scene, what are some takeaways that they should learn from?
Start with an 80-degree shutter, because that will immediately give you a certain kind of aesthetic that most people associate with sports and action. Build on natural light that you find in space that can help you tremendously. And make use of foreground elements as much as possible. It's just going to add a lot of energy and dynamism to your shot.
And that brings me to our comment question this week, which is, what is your favorite scene in a boxing film and why? Let us know in the comments on the YouTubes, and the best answer is going to win an empty SKB case. Make sure that your email address is actually on your YouTube page, otherwise we can't find you. If you like what we do here, if you loved this episode, please do give it a like, and you can also follow us on our social media. Our links will be down below. Until then, have an awesome day. See you later. Bye.